Hello, Leo. How are you? This is Jess from Soul Star Healing and Tarot. First of all, we're at the very tail end of your birthday season. I wish you all a very happy birthday. I hope your solar return is amazing and you just have been celebrated and loved by everyone in your life. Today, we are doing a collective manifestation reading. We're going to start with one Keepers of the Light Oracle to see who is guiding your reading. I do ask, I'm a newer YouTube channel, so if this does resonate with you, I do ask that you take the time to subscribe, like, or leave a comment. I would really appreciate your support as this YouTube thing is quite the undertaking, and it's nice to know that people are resonating. Also, with this being a collective reading, you can watch anywhere that Leo is in your chart. Sun, moon, and rising are the strongest energies. Okay, Spirit, who is guiding this reading for Leo? One card, please, that flew across the floor. Okay, we have Holy Amethyst. Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Well, this is perfect with a manifestation reading. Also, with Holy Amethyst, if you do meditate at all, I recommend working with the violet ray. It's a very powerful color, energy, ray vibration that can really help attune you to, especially your intuition and your spirituality. Okay, so if you do that, I do recommend working with the violet ray. It does many things. Look it up if you're not familiar. There's plenty of information online about that. Okay, so for this manifestation reading, we're working with the Enchanted for Hoxa Tarot. We're going to start with 3 cards to see what it is that you are manifesting at this time. Oh, we already got 2. Okay, one more card, please. There we go. Okay, very interesting. Okay, what are the challenges that Leo may be facing as they work towards their manifestation? 2 more cards, please, Spirit. Is that? Okay. All right, one more. There we go. Okay. And what is the advice from Spirit? 3 cards, please. One more card. There we go. Okay, and then what is the potential outcome for Leo? 3 cards. Okay. Oh, beautiful. All right. Let's start with your manifestation here. So we're starting with the Page of Air, which is the Page of Swords. So at this time, there might be something you're focusing on learning. The Page of Air is extremely curious, loves information, loves new ideas. This is our throat chakra and our crown chakra. So when they are working in unison, you also become very connected to communication with spirit. So you may be feeling some clairaudience around you while you're working on this manifestation, or experiencing a lot of synchronicity, signs, symbols that let you know how to move forward while you're manifesting. However, there's definitely something you have an idea about and you are looking to really move towards it with a lot of curiosity. Okay. And this may require some investigating and seeking out the information you're looking for. Obviously, with this being a collective reading, it will be different for everyone, but you are manifesting and how I see this working with manifestation is that you may have been stuck in a pattern or in a way of life that has just become stagnant for you, and you are looking to move forward and you're pursuing the information to do so. Okay. And then we have the Knight of Air. Okay. Knight of Swords. So manifesting, taking action, especially with this idea. You are moving. So it's interesting here because I don't have a lot of information of what it is that you're manifesting. This is more telling me the steps you're taking in manifestation. So when I'm done with these, I'm going to pull one more card of clarification. And when I get to the third card, you'll see why I'm saying that. But whatever it is that you're manifesting, you are moving towards very actively with this Knight of Air energy, especially once you receive the information you feel you need. Okay. This is cutting through any and all BS, any obstacles, pushing things out of your way. And again, using that throat chakra, but you're using it with your sacral chakra. Okay. So, really moving towards creative passions, things that inspire you, um, trying to work within your enthusiasm as well, okay? But taking action. And this may be for you manifesting the ability to use your voice bravely, okay? You may have felt that um, you've been a little bit held back from speaking your mind about a situation or with certain people. And this may be something that you're working on with this manifestation. And then we have the Three of Fire. This is the Three of Wands. Okay. So basically, once you get your idea and once you start taking action, you're going to sit and really strategize your movement forward. Okay. You've done the pre work to get to this point, and now you're going to really focus on how do I move through, like move things to fruition creatively, optimistically, in a way in which you grow, in a way that ignites your true potential. All right. But this is bringing everything to fruition. All right. But it's not with action. It's a standstill moment in which you've done some work to get things started. And now you're observing to see what your next move is. And you're doing it with Wands energy. So it's going to ignite some passion, a plan, and movement forward for you. All right. Let me get one more card to clarify what this might be. Spirit, can we have one card to clarify what Leo may be manifesting at this time? One card, please. And it's very interesting because everyone else that I've read for has been very clear. So, in the collective of Leo, you all might kind of be in a manifestation of different things. So, the energy is not being picked up because it may be extremely diverse within the collective. One card, please. Again, a page of fire. So, it's something, again, that you're trying to start. It's new that really inspires you. And we have an air, fire, fire. Okay. Getting information. This is now the throat chakra with the sacral chakra. All right. So now we're combining these two energies and we're working with this page of fire. So something extremely creative, something that is brings a lot of passion to you, something that is brings a sense of optimism, something that makes you feel trusting to be spontaneous. But again, Spirit does not want to give me a very clear idea of whether or not it's a transformation in the death card or healing in the temperance card or the star card. So we're going to leave it as is because Spirit's made it very clear. This is probably very different for everyone in the collective. Okay, what might your challenges be? We have your card here, the strength card. All right, so this can definitely have to do with courage and self belief. You may feel that you still have some of your kind of pre programmed behaviors to work with here, some of your primal behaviors that are not serving you. We all have primal behaviors, okay? Some of them serve us and some of them do not. My example I use for this is, primal instinct. If a building's on fire, we generally run out of it. Okay. That's a primal instinct we don't want to get rid of. Okay. But some of our primal instincts throw us into fight or flight. Some of our primal instincts put us in a place of confusion where we can't think clearly. Some of our primal instincts put us in a place of submission or over asserting ourselves. So it's different for everyone, but you may feel you haven't cultivated the relationship with your higher self enough that you're not ready to start manifesting this new energy until you fully feel you have conquered that. Okay, conquered that power over your primal healing and then working with the higher self. However, you can work on both at the same time, and that's not an impossible thing to do. So don't forget, we can start working on our manifestations even if we're not fully healed. And working on that manifestation can be a healing process for us or part of our healing process. So don't stop just because you feel like you have some more inner work to do. All right. Keep moving forward. We're all works in progress. And sometimes feeling that we're accomplishing things while we're in our healing process really keeps our motivation going and our courage and our belief in ourselves. Okay. Then we have the two of air here in a challenge. So there is, and we have the swords up here as well. Okay. So you may be having some difficulty right now with choices and decision making. You may not be clear on how to move forward. You may not be clear about exactly which way to go with things or how to go about things. Also, with the two of air, we always have that energy of the unknown. Okay. And sometimes when we don't know how long things are going to take or what's going to happen, if we ruffle some feathers with people in our lives because we're changing and manifesting growth for ourselves, are they going to stand by us while we change? Or are we going to meet conflict from the people around us that don't want to see us change, that like us in a stagnant place, that like us dependent on our primal state? Okay. Take it step by step. Even if you make a decision you don't like, you are not held to it. You can always change your mind. So make the best decision you can at the time. Try to rely on your intuition. And if it's not the right decision, you have every right to change your mind and make the decision you feel is best. Okay? It's most of our decisions are not a prison. Okay? We just do that to ourselves. So don't hold yourself in a prison, even if you make some decisions that you don't feel were the best. Okay. And then we have the five of water. So there is some healing to do over past emotional situations that have been somewhat hurtful. Okay. That's okay. And we know that there's some healing to do. We do have an angel back here, and this angel is very much in alignment with the temperance energy. So, what we want to do here in this Five of Cups or Five of Water energy is we want to give ourselves the time to grieve. Okay. We want to be patient with ourselves. In the traditional Rider Waite deck, the person has the three cups in front of them and the two, and they're spilled over, and the two of cups behind them. And generally, people say, oh, just turn around. You have the two of cups there. That's an absolute mistake, and it's not very good advice. You want to understand why you've had this emotional disappointment. Why has your emotional support system of that three of cups let you down? Okay. Did you play a role in some of that? Did you not stand up for yourself when you should have? Or did you deceive someone and do something you regret? Just because we're in pain doesn't mean it's happened from other people's actions. We do things that hurt ourselves as well. So there's a lot to process while you're looking at that three of cups on the ground. Once you've processed everything and you've come to an understanding of what happened, then you can turn around and start working with the two of cups energy. But you want to do that in a healed state. And the reason for that is this: If you turn around too soon and just look to step into something to put a band-aid on your pain, you're going to put yourself in a position where you relive the energy again, because you haven't learned the lesson. You haven't come to understand what happened there. So you're not ascending with that situation. So you stay at the same energy and you attract the same energy, and you go into a loop of reliving the same experience over and over and over again until you've come to a complete understanding of how to change the energy. Once you change the energy, then you move into that Two of Cups energy and look for mirrored energy and people that have raised their vibration like you have, so that now you've put yourself from the grief state into a healing and observation state. And now you can start dealing with people and yourself at a higher vibration. Okay. The Five of Cups is a grief card, but it's also a healing card. And there's so much to learn here. So be patient with yourself, go through this process thoroughly, and then you can release it and start working on your manifestations here. The advice from Spirit: Two of Earth. Okay. Keeping yourself grounded in the back and forth energy of big changes like this. Okay. When we're making manifestations in our lives that require a lot of change and a lot of trust in the universe and a lot of trust in ourselves, we want to provide a grounded energy around us. Things may feel chaotic for a moment here or there. You might feel a little discombobulated. There might be some hit and miss situations that feel like maybe you feel like you made the wrong decision somewhere with that Two of Air. But when you give it time, even though it was a little uncomfortable at first, you realize that was the best decision. Allow yourself time to juggle the change and be patient with yourself and find ways to ground yourself through the process. Okay. And again, if there was a decision you made that you do not think was correct, ground yourself and figure out a plan of how to move forward from there that feels safe and feels secure. And then you won't feel so discombobulated. Okay. And then here we have the advice from Spirit is the Queen of Earth: more grounding, more healing. Be patient with yourself. Nurture yourself. Okay. Allow yourself to heal that inner child and heal the energy of yourself in this Five of Waters. Bring a grounding environment to yourself. Okay. Or grounded environment to yourself. She is a very, very, very steady healer, and she can show you the way of moving forward in a very practical way. Okay. Making plans that you can follow through with that don't feel overwhelming. All right. She's a guide, and queens are guides, and they work with us by showing us the way step by step. All right. So be patient with yourself. Find some information and guide yourself through this process one step at a time so you do not get overwhelmed. The other thing with her is she is the root chakra and the heart chakra. So if there are things that you can do that bring a grounded sense to that heart chakra, do it, whether it be walking, whether it be crystals, whether it be chakra healing work through meditation. Do focus on the root chakra and the heart chakra. Okay. It's very healing energy of this Queen of Earth. And then we have the Six of Fire, Six of Wands. Find your courage, find your self belief. Spirit is saying here, you have every ability to do this, to see your manifestation through. There's absolutely nothing standing in your way but your self-belief and determination. Okay. So stay focused, keep yourself grounded. Okay. Do your healing work here, work with that primal energy, and you will be victorious. Okay. You will absolutely nail this manifestation that you have in mind without a doubt. Okay. And there's all of these beautiful yellow flowers here, the flame around her, there's wings here. Like you will, radiant energy, absolute radiant energy. You will be victorious and you will do this, but it comes from your belief in yourself. Okay. And the other thing with the Six of Fire is that not only can you recognize the change in yourself if you stay motivated and stay optimistic with yourself, it will affect people around you. They will absolutely see all of the advancements you have made in your energy, and it will be recognized. Okay. Other people will notice too, but it starts with you. The potential outcome. I'm going to actually take this card last. So the potential outcome, we have the Four of Water. Okay. And this is a release of you being around any emotional relationships that have not been serving you, you settling for less than you desire, than you deserve. All right. This is again a card that has the Three of Cups in it in the upright, and then we have in the Rider Waite version, and then we have that divine Ace of Cups coming in. But now our Three of Cups aren't on the ground and we're not in a place of disappointment. This is a place now where, well, we are in a place of disappointment, but grief over the Three of Cups and the Five of Water. Now we're in a place of disappointment. Okay. People have not been pulling through for us in our emotional relationships. They've been very disappointing and letting us down. And honestly, we're just underwhelmed with the people that are our emotional support system. This is a release of that. Okay. You start finding people around you that bring to the table what you bring to the table, and appreciate you, okay, in a very loving way. And I know this to be true, especially because we have the Six of Cups here, okay? This is healing that inner child that you're working with here, this challenge, okay? This is the healing of the primal responses, okay? The programmed responses that we have. This is absolutely 100% telling me that that can be healed. Okay. It also allows us to make, because now we're a healed version of ourselves, soulmate connections, very authentic connections in the cups energy, in love. Okay. No more not feeling very satisfied with our emotional relationships. No more grief in our emotional relationships. Now we get to experience love in its truest form. Nobody has an agenda. Nobody's working with their ego. This is people working with love for the sake of love. No agendas. Okay. So then we have the Empress. Beautiful, because now with this Queen of Earth card, this is an elevated version. Okay. So now you elevate your Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay. The Empress has the energy of all of the queens, but especially the Queen of Earth and the Queen of Air, Pentacles and Swords. Okay. Because she's Taurus and Libra. All right. So this is you becoming just the embodiment of your creativity, the embodiment of your ability to give birth to your new ideas, connect to your passions, live in that feminine energy at the highest vibration, giving birth to new ideas and new creations at your whim. Okay. And the other thing about this queen, well, first of all, she has the rabbits here. So she's very fertile and very abundant, very lucky. Okay. But she also, because she has the abilities of all of the queens, she's very connected to that gut instinct and third eye intuition. So you can start working with those with full trust. She can communicate at a high level, and very grounded, very healing, can bring in a lot of prosperity and abundance. I mean, you could just go on about the Empress all day. A beautiful thing that is available to you, energy that's available to you if you keep focused on your manifestation, work through your challenges, take the advice from spirit. Empress energy. I love it for you, Leo. Okay. I'm going to take one card from the White Light Oracle and see how Spirit would like to conclude this reading for you. Spirit, one card, please. What would you like for Leo to know at the end of this reading? I'm going to take the card at the bottom. Okay. Epsilon modulation. Gather your energies and go within to regenerate. Let your actions match your inner rhythms rather than trying to force yourself to keep pace with external cues. Commit to your own natural timing and pace. As you ground and connect to your center, you will realize your spiritual power to be at cause in any situation of concern. You have such goodness and light within you. Let go of shaming or blaming. Embrace the spiritual beauty within. Reaching inspired spiritual heights requires commitment to developing powerful, deep roots, that root chakra. A mature creative offering takes longer to produce than that which is ephemeral and swiftly supplanted by whatever is next. And that's also the Empress. To embrace the patience required for such building, surrender to the need for immediate gratification. And that can also be something that within that night of air energy you might be feeling while you're manifesting. Okay. We must become so confident in the authenticity and value of our process that we are not in need of external evidence to bolster our courage. That's that six of fire. We can enjoy validation along the way, but must not turn away if it is absent for a time, especially if those around us appear to be moving faster. With such confidence and courage, we will be able to deepen and slow our breath and our restless nature and allow for the next inner workings of our soul to manifest beautiful healing magic. This oracle asks you to ground yourself, believe in your potential, commit to your path, and be patient so things can happen for you. And I think we brought up quite a few of those points in your reading. Leo, I wish you luck on your manifestation. I do apologize that Spirit did not want to be clear on what it is that you're manifesting, just the steps you're taking to do so. However, like I said, it'll be different for each one of you anyway. If you did resonate with this reading, again, I do ask you to support the channel with a subscription, with a comment, with a like, any of those things. Again, I really hope you guys have a wonderful year ahead and had a beautiful celebration for your birthday. I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.